Friends, how are you? We're very excited that you're here. This is our first episode of Baja Wine Library. If you're into wines, you have to see this. This is the best wines right now we have in Baja. You're gonna love them. And the idea is that we have 3 wines right now. We're gonna have Vichy, we're gonna have Nobleza, and we're gonna have Reserva Dos. So we're gonna try the wines, we're gonna talk about the wines. My name is Roberto Valdez, I'm the non-expert, and my friend here, my co-host is Elias. He's our sommelier. He's the one that is really going to give us the expertise, his knowledge of the wine. So, Elias, please, let's start pouring the Vichy. Let's start pouring this. This is a red blend. So, please, let's start the first wine. We're doing this here at El Inicio. And El Inicio is a beautiful launch here at Tecate. You're gonna love this place. You have to come and see it. We're right now in the city of Tecate. Tecate is the gateway to the Baja wines. So you have to visit this small town. There's 7 wineries right now in Tecate. There's more than 150 wines in the Baja. There's approximately 10 valleys, more or less.
Yes.
And we're gonna be reviewing different wines of different valleys. And we're gonna start with these 3 wines which are from Tecate, okay? So, Elias already poured here the Vichy, which is a red blend. So we're gonna go ahead and try it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me, Robert. We're going to have a very nice tastings here. Actually, here in Tecate we have 2 different valleys. We have the Tanama Valley, which all of these 3 wines come from there, and we also have the San Valentin Valley, which is going from Tecate to Mexicali. We have another few wineries over there, and for example, this wine, it's a very simple wine, very fruity wine. It's this type of wine that you want to drink every day. This actually is very interesting to see. As you may see, the name of the wine is Vichy, which it's a word in the Sinaloa state for naked. The concept of the winery is to present the wines as natural as possible. So, for example, this wine, they call it biodynamic wines because they don't add any.
You can actually see what Elias is saying. There's actually a wrestler. The wrestler, his back end, he's naked.
Yeah,
and that's the idea.
Naked, yeah.
That's the idea of this winery. Called Vichy, that they're presenting the wine as it is, as it comes, as the grape comes from the earth, just naked.
Yes, exactly.
That's the idea of Vichy. So it's an everyday wine, and it's a blend.
Yeah, it's a rare blend. They don't specify which grapes are, but for the smell and the color, we can say that it's a very light wine. It's not very alcoholic. It's not very strong.
Maybe you can see here So it's an easy to drink wine. It's for every day. And this is Vichy wine. And the actual name, because they have different labels, some of these wines you're going to be able to buy them through the Baja Wine Library website. And this label is the Flama Roja, which is called Red Flame. This is the Flama Roja Red Flame. So look it up at the Baja Wine Library website.
And this is a wine with very good acidity. You can pair this with some type of cheeses for very enjoying for a good afternoon with some cheeses, some friends. Very light wine, and this is a wine that is not very complicated. It's just enjoyable, and it's very fruity, and the characteristics of these wines are very different. So we're going to ask to not to judge this wine like the other ones, because all of the other wines has adds. For example, has sulfites, has yeast, different type of yeast. This type of wine, they use the yeast, the natural yeast in here. They just take care of the wine, so they don't. So the wine doesn't get spoiled.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
And that's all they do. Just take care of the grapes.
That's why it's naked.
Yeah, exactly.
It only has the grape. It doesn't have any sulfites or any additional yeast. It's just what it comes by itself with the grape. So that's Vichy. So we're gonna let it breathe a little bit. We're gonna serve a little bit more here because this is really a very enjoyable wine. And we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna come back to it. Okay, we're gonna come back to Vichy. So we're gonna leave it here to the side. And now we're gonna go with Nobleza, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is Nobleza. This is from the winery Vinícola Las Estrellas, and it's a red blend also. Here in Tecate we have very good red blends. Actually, I think is the better here, the red blends from Tecate. It has 3 grapes: Nebbiolo, Merlot, and Cabernet. The wine expand 40 months aging in French and American oak barrels, and it's really interesting because this winery just recently was started, but they are making a point here, and they're taking the lead in this type of wines here in Tecate. And well, you need to taste
Okay,
it.
perfect. Okay.
As you can see, you can perceive the wood that has been used.
Yeah, difference that the Vichy didn't have any wood because it's a naked wine, no barrels. Now we come to a more regular
Yes.
wine, which is the red blend with the barrels, which
Yeah.
is aged in the barrels.
This is a little bit more complex wine. You have the wood, you have the fruit, all the things that comes from the yeast, and well, for example, you have very good smells of like burnt caramel, a little bit of the sugar, red fruits, and these ones from the malolactic fermentation, like a little bit of yogurt that's like at the end of the, you can taste it in your mouth.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, it's a very, very good wine. Very, very complex, very good wine. This is a very good wine for a carne asada, no? I think we could drink this one with the carne asada. I think it's a very nice wine. Like Elias was saying, this Vinícola Las Estrellas, which is a winery that is actually inside a resort. It's called Rancho Tecate. You have to look it up. It's a beautiful place. You know, you can buy a property there, you can buy a villa, you can buy a piece of land, and they have horses there. That's why the label of these wines called Nobleza, which is nobility. And they say that it's because it's the nobility of the horse and also the nobility of the grapes that give us the wine. So that's the label of this beautiful wine. It's called Nobleza. You can see there's a horse there. It's a Andalusian horse they have there in the label. So it's a very good wine. I think it's compared very good with carne asada, with cheeses.
Yeah,
very also for every
very-
day. Maybe a little bit more complex than Vichy, but it's a very good wine.
Yeah, exactly. Like you say, I think it goes really well with beef. Maybe also a stronger meat like ribeye, but no sauce on it. Maybe medium rare, and it will be just perfect with this. Some mashed potatoes, and will be just great.
Excellent. Yes. Okay. Well, let's go to the third wine. We're gonna leave this one also here a little bit in Nobleza, and now we're gonna go with the third label that we're doing today.
Reserve number 2 or
Reserva número dos.
número dos. Yeah, actually this wine it's also from Vinícola Las Estrellas from Rancho Tecate, and this is a different blend, Nebbiolo, Syrah, and Cabernet, but this is 2014. The Nobleza was 2015, this is 14, and it also expand 40 months aging in French and American oak barrels, and well, I think this has more Nebbiolo than the last one. Actually, it's something very interesting here, Roberto, that the Nebbiolo from Tecate, it's a very interesting grape because the classic Nebbiolo that you can see from the DOCs like Barolo or Barbaresco in the north of Italy. The color it's very light. You can see the color very light, and you might think, oh, it's a very light one, and then you taste it, and it's a very strong wine. But in this case, you can see that the color is very deep. You can see actually the hue that it's, you can see nothing through this wine. So
Strong color, full color. You can see
exactly.
here, this Reserva. You can see, the legs on the glass here. They're, it's a full-bodied wine. This is actually the top of the line of the Vinícola Estrellas in Rancho Tecate. This is their premium wine. And like Elias was saying, it's really a wine that is selling pretty good. Now, one of the ideas of Baja Wine Library is to give you these wines that you're not going to find anywhere, okay? Baja wines are really selling a lot right now. There's maybe 3 or 4 wineries that do sell all over the world, but the rest of the 150 wineries, they're really very hidden.
Yes.
So our job is to go out there, find those wines that are hidden, and show them to you and get them available to you through the Baja Wine Library website, okay? And we really want to thank our friend Hector Esparza, the owner of this beautiful place, El Inicio, that it's a beautiful place. This is walking distance from the border. You can just park your car in Tecate, California. It's 94, the Highway 94. Park it right there on the other side of the border. Walk all the way here to El Inicio, which takes you 5 minutes walking distance. You can have a great food here, and you can also, enjoy these wines. So let's keep drinking Reserva Dos.
Yeah. And cheers.
Cheers. Salud. Salud. Okay, Leah, so why don't we do this? Why don't we just go back again with Beachy, which was our first wine here, and now let's try them together.
Yes.
Okay, and let's see what you find. You, the sommelier. So we have Beachy, which is our first wine, and then we have Nobleza, and then we have Reserva Dos.
Yeah, I think the first one develops a lot of the smells from the lactic fermentation. A lot of lactic smells. You can find it on the first wine. Now that it's open, it's more free to express himself. I think for the second two, we have more notes to caramel, chocolate, and
I can smell the caramel here.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the expert. I'm the non-expert. Okay, but I can smell the caramel right here in the Nobleza.
Yeah, no, and I think Robert, the idea here is to invite the people that they don't have to be expert to enjoy the wines.
Yes.
You just need to look for a good adventure, enjoying good wines, enjoying good food, to come to La Baja. You don't need to.
Exactly.
That's why you have us. You have us to help you, to guide you through all the way down to La Baja, show you the good places, the hidden places, like you say, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult for me, for example, as a tourist, go to a place and to find the good places.
The good places. That's our advice.
Yeah.
We're actually going to tell them which are these jewels, hidden jewels in Baja.
Yeah.
These Baja wines. If you're into wines, if you're buying wines from all over the world, you have to visit us. You have to watch Baja Wine Library. You're going to discover these hidden jewels of Baja. These really are very good wines. You're going to be amazed at what you're going to find. And that's, like Diaz was saying, these 3 wines here that we're reviewing. The Beachy, which is the naked wine, the organic, the what was the word that you used? The biodynamic wine. No sulfites added. No yeast.
Tartaric acid.
Very naked. Then we go to the more traditional wines, which is Nobleza, which is from Vinícola Estrellas, Rancho Tecate, and then Reserva Dos.
Yes, exactly. So, what do you think about the wines, Robert? Did you like it?
I love them. I think this is an everyday wine. You can eat this with a pasta, with everything, a hamburger, nice hamburger, cheeseburger. Get this more into like maybe carne asada, ribeye, like you said, no sauces. I love this wine. The Reserva Dos.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful wine.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah. And it's amazing what they're doing over here in Tecate, which is a region that a lot of people doesn't really get to know yet, because a lot of the wineries here just are getting started. But actually, Tecate has a lot of history talking about wines. Here in Tecate was where the place was started in wines, actually. And a lot of the people doesn't know that the history of the wine in Baja California was started here in Tecate.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And when the wineries were established here, actually in Rancho Tecate, back in 1893 was a winery, Haciendas Tanama, and they were producing very good wine. And when the prohibition starts in United States, they start to sell wine to a few of the states of the Americans, to the American people, and that gets a boom in the industry of wine here in Baja California.
Yeah.
But when the prohibition stops, then a lot of the wineries here got broke, and they didn't take care of the vines, and they stopped to make wine. So a lot of the people forget that here in Tecate we have a lot of history talking about the wine.
You're also going to find information on our website about the tours. So there's going to be VIP tours. You know, if you're really interested in coming here to Baja, like the ones that you want to come to see what's happening in Baja, we're going to be offering VIP tours. So look for that, because then, like Elias was saying, you're going to come and actually see the players. You're going to see the history of what's happening with the Baja wines. So my friends, thank you very much. This is first episode of Baja Wine Library. We hope you enjoy it, and keep drinking the Baja wines.